Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's close to every new parent's heart: understanding your baby's hunger cues. As you know, babies thrive on routine and predictability, and feeding time is no exception. But deciphering those early signs of hunger can feel like learning a whole new language. That's why we're here to break it down for you. We'll be exploring the various ways your little one communicates their need to be fed, from the subtlest early cues to those more insistent and sometimes louder signals. Remember, every baby is unique, and what works for one might not work for another. This video is designed to be your guide, empowering you to become more in tune with your baby's individual needs. Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe for more parenting tips and expert advice. We'd love to hear about your experiences with recognizing hunger signals, so share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start with those early signs of hunger, the ones that tell you your baby is beginning to feel a bit peckish. Think of these as gentle whispers from your little one, letting you know it might be time to think about a feed soon. One of the most fascinating early cues is the rooting reflex. You'll notice this when you gently stroke your baby's cheek. They'll instinctively turn their head towards your touch, mouth open wide, as if searching for food. It's a primal instinct, a beautiful reminder of their inherent need to nurse and be nurtured. Next, you might observe some adorable lip smacking and sucking motions. Your little one might start sucking on their hands, their fingers, or even any object within their reach. This is their way of saying, "Hey, I'm getting ready for a meal." They're practicing those sucking muscles, preparing for the main event feeding time. And then there's restlessness. Your baby might start moving around more than usual, squirming, stretching, and generally showing signs of increased activity. This is their way of burning off a little energy and signaling that their tummy is starting to rumble. Now, if those early cues go unnoticed or if it's simply not the right time for a feed, your baby will step up their communication game. This is where those mid-stage hunger cues come into play, a bit more insistent, a little clearer in their message. You might notice your baby becoming a bit fussier. Perhaps a little whimpering here, a little squirming there, their way of saying, "Excuse me, but I'm really starting to feel those hunger pangs now." Hand-to-mouth movements become more frequent and pronounced. Those tiny hands, guided by instinct, will gravitate towards their mouth, as if they're trying to tell you, "Food goes here, please and thank you." And those facial expressions. Get ready for some serious cuteness overload. You might see your baby making those adorable sucking motions, even when there's nothing there. Their lips might pucker, their tongue might dart in and out, a symphony of movements that scream, "I'm ready for my close-up, and my milk." Chapter 3, Late Hunger Cues. All right, parents, we've reached the stage you never want to ignore, the late hunger cues. This is your baby's way of saying, "Okay, I've tried being subtle, I've tried dropping hints, but now I'm just plain hangry." The most obvious late cue, crying, those heartbreaking sobs, those desperate cries. It's their last resort, their way of getting your undivided attention. And honestly, who can resist those big, tear-filled eyes? But crying isn't the only sign. Your baby's face might turn bright red, their little body might be wriggling with agitation. They're trying their best to communicate their discomfort, their urgent need for nourishment. You might even notice their fists clenching tightly, their body stiffening, a clear sign of distress. This is their way of saying, "I'm so hungry, I just don't feel good." Chapter 4, Responding to Hunger Cues. So now that you know the language of your baby's hunger, how do you respond in a way that's both nurturing and effective? The key is to act early. By recognizing those early hunger cues and responding promptly, you're creating a positive feeding experience for both of you. Your baby feels heard, understood, and cared for, and you get to enjoy those precious moments of connection without the stress of a meltdown. Of course, there will be times when you miss those early cues, and that's okay. We've all been there. If your baby reaches the crying stage, don't panic. Take a deep breath, offer comfort and soothing, and try to calm them down before you begin feeding. Remember, a calm baby feeds better. As you navigate the world of feeding, you'll begin to learn your baby's individual patterns and rhythms. You'll start to anticipate their needs, knowing when they're likely to be hungry and establishing a predictable feeding schedule. This sense of routine is incredibly comforting for babies, creating a sense of security and stability in their world. And there you have it, your guide to deciphering those sometimes mysterious baby hunger cues. Remember, every baby is unique, So trust your instincts and pay close attention to your little one's individual communication style. The more you observe and respond to their cues, the more confident you'll become in your feeding journey together. Thank you for tuning in. Have you noticed specific hunger signals in your baby? Share your experiences and questions in the comments below. We love hearing from you and learning from each other. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights on infant care and parenting tips. Your engagement helps us provide valuable content for new parents. Until next time, happy parenting!